Welcome to your Secret Safe with A. Be sure to read your manual and buckle up your seatbelt. Tomorrow I will be flying out to Mexico City at 4:45 a.m., so we are recording early. Godspeed.
We hope you enjoy episode 2. Make sure you fasten your seatbelts.
Yeah, no turbulence today. No turbulence today.
Maybe a little.
It will be turbulent tomorrow and the next week.
Why are you talking like this?
Because I'm an airline flight attendant.
And I am here to keep you calm.
I would never keep anyone calm. I'm a panicker.
Your eyes would be bugging out of your head, and you'd be like, "We're dying!"
Like I said, welcome back. Enjoy the ride. There will be no complimentary beverages.
Or snacks. Welcome back to your Secret Safe with A. I'm Grace.
Oh, and I'm Vicky. And today we're diving into a topic that might make your grandma clutch her pearls. Not the pearls. Sex, dating casually, and double standards society loves to throw at us.
Yep, we are talking all about those taboos, specifically the ones around women who dare to enjoy sex and date on their own terms like we love to do. And spoiler alert, we've got some stories.
Oh, the stories. But first, let's start with this. Why is it such a big deal for a girl to say, yeah, I like sex, so what?
Right? I mean, if a guy says it, it's like, oh my God, you're such a fucking legend. But if we dare to say that, suddenly we're a character in a cautionary tale or some fucking whore that needs to be burned at the stake.
Yep. And then there's the hoe phase. Like, why do we even call it that? When I was casually dating, I'm casually dating now. I didn't feel like a hoe. Okay, maybe sometimes I did. Why would you write that? But most of the time, I was just figuring myself out. No, it's totally a trauma response. Like, I do it for the attention, the affection. Like, it's meaningless. I mean, yeah, I love sex. Like, what's wrong with loving sex? Is it someone I'm going to spend the rest of my life with? No. Am I going to fantasize and pretend like I am? Yes.
I'm guilty of it. Right after the first time Mr. W and I had sex, immediately I was like, we said I love you after 2 months, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm already like picking out our wedding colors and like all this shit in my head, fantasizing about it. And
the first thing I do after I meet someone is I'm like, let me check my name with their last name to make sure it works.
I told him, I was like, if we ever get married, I'm not changing my last name. I love my last name and I'm not changing it.
Interesting. I shouldn't have changed mine. I waited 2 years into my 3.5-year marriage to change my name, and now I can't change it back until I get my divorce decree.
Wait, when do you get that?
I don't know. I'm still waiting on it.
Do we want to talk about toxic relationships? Because we did say we were going to talk about that.
Come on, Marianne. Give us some advice on toxic relationships.
Yeah, Mom, give us some advice on toxic relationships.
Oh, gee. I guess I would say be aware of the warning signs of the first inkling of when you think something is not right, and that all that's going to do is escalate and get worse. It won't get better. And you think if I ignore this, it's going to go away. It doesn't. It just gets worse. So allow yourself to realize, hey, I'm right on this. Follow my intuition. I'm right that something's not right here. I need to figure out what it is before I go further in this relationship.
True words have not been spoken.
Yep, that sounds wise. Sounds like something I should maybe implement.
It's really hard. It's really hard to believe yourself that something's not right, but you want to say, well, it's okay. I love this guy,
Oh, we've all been there.
Exactly. And just hesitate, stand back a little bit, and just really, think about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for the words. Oh my God, I can't speak.
The words of wisdom. We love you.
We love you.
I love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Because it's so official.
I know. Cheers to episode 2.
Yay! Pop that bottle, bitch. doing dry January, so here's my water in solidarity.
Cheers to cooks. Dry.
Always dry.
Always dry.
Unless when you're wet.
Oh, gosh.
I was real wet this week.
Were you? Oh my gosh, when you were with Mr. W.
Oh my god, yes. And I had some great sex. We got a little drunk one night and then just had very excitingly fucking drunk sex, and it was the best.
I miss that with someone I like. I do it with strangers all the time, but with someone I like.
Oh, don't we know it?
So we ended last episode talking about Sex in the City.
Oh my god, okay, so talking about that, I've had some of our friends message me about that section of episode 1 being like, I'm so glad someone brought this up because Carrie is the worst. Like, my friend Zaria, shout out Zaria, love you, she messaged me today and said, just finished the first episode, loved it, it's very emotional as expected, however at the end I just have to say, I knew we were friends for a reason because I fucking hate Carrie and I hate her down bad. I was like, I think everybody hates Carrie.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really realize it. I mean, I watch Sex in the City on repeat. I guess that's one of my, like, tendencies. They say that, like, people who repeat shows have anxiety.
I can concur with that because I just rewatch Modern Family, The Office, New Girl. What else do I rewatch?
I rewatched all the Harry Potter movies.
I was
like
shocked.
10 times.
I was shocked the other day when you sent me a screenshot of a text message between you and a boy, and you were like, yeah, I'm just watching Lord of the Rings. I was like, isn't that too scary for you? Because you thought the Gladiator was scary.
Okay. I have grown. And at this point, you know, if I have nightmares, it's probably not as scary as real life. Sorry.
My real life is scarier than my nightmares.
Right. Exactly. And I'm like, have you seen those memes that are like, adulthood is being excited that there's a monster under your bed? Like, you're no longer afraid. You hope it gets you.
I'm like, take me out anytime.
Exactly. So I'm like, you know, if it's a little scary before bed, so be it. But also, you know, trazodone knocks me out. So who cares what the scaries are?
I still do the thing where, like, I turn off all my lights and then I, like, tiptoe over to my bed and then I, like, leap on top of it because I'm like, maybe I don't want the monster under the bed to get me tonight.
I'm like, there isn't even an under my bed. It's just, like, a piece of wood. Like, you can't even get under it because I, like, stub my toe on it daily.
My old bed was, like, 3 feet off the ground, so I had, like, this much, like, height underneath, and now my new bed is only, like, this much off the ground, so now I have a little monster under my bed instead of a big monster.
I was hanging out with this guy last weekend, and his bed was so tall. Like, and he's a very tall person. He's 6'5". And I had to look. No, that's 6'7". This guy is 6'5". This is somebody different. So don't say, oh yeah, you don't know who. The 6'7" guy is the one that was like, yeah, by the. What?
You sent me pictures of the 6'7" guy.
Right, he's the one that I like. Afterwards, I felt bad because I was kind of a bitch to him, and he was like, I have a heart condition, and
you almost killed him.
And I was like, do I need to call 911? Like, are you gonna make it? But no, he has a short bed. I'm talking about a shorter guy, a 6'5" guy, not a 6'7" guy with a tall bed. Yeah, I had to like yeet myself up on that thing. It is off the ground high. I'm just like, and I'm a tall person. Like, I'm 5'8". Like, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's the mattress topper or what, but that thing is thick.
My mattress topper now is like, it's pretty thick. It's like 1.5 inches. It was when I had first moved to Charleston and I could not sleep to save my life. Like, my body just like would not let me sleep, and I get really, really hot at night. Mm-hmm. And it was my ex-boyfriend that I was dating at the time, you know who, Mr. Sports Car Guy. He bought me like this cooling mattress topper, cooling pillows, cooling sheets. Like, you know how he is. Super
bougie.
Extra.
Buying things he can't afford.
Truth. Bought me all of this extra shit. None of it helped. None of it worked. If anything, I think the mattress topper made me hotter.
Yeah. You remember at the beginning of that sentence where you said 1.5 inches was thick? Please don't give our male viewers hope.
What was that
meme you sent me the other day, and you're like, your 3 inches felt like 6 because I loved you, and I was like, woof, been there, done that.
Dang. Yeah, I don't want to be that person that says size matters, but I mean.
Kep. Okay, I need to have some chapstick before my fucking dry ass lips fall off. Oh.
Yeah, you must be really dry from this weekend.
Shut the fuck up.
Or this week.
Mr. W and I got dinner with a mutual friend this week. So the 3 of us got dinner this week, and at one point I got up to go to the bathroom, and I was like, I know they're going to talk about me. And so she was like asking him, oh, how is it going? Like all of this stuff. And he's like, oh, it's going great, blah, blah, blah. And then he got up to go to the bathroom, and she asked me the same questions because she wanted to see if like we would say the same thing. And we said the exact same thing. And I told her, I was like, yeah, I've gone full delusional with him. Like I sent him engagement rings. I told him what I want when we finally get engaged.
Yeah, you can send me a photo so that I know. So I know.
Yes, exactly. I've been showing it to everyone so that way he's fully prepared.
And guess what? Sometimes girls do that and men still get it wrong.
I will punch him in the fucking face if he gets it wrong. But then he's also delusional too. We're in our Delulu world together because he is sending me pictures of like houses and like floor plans and was like, oh, what do you think about this oh my God, the outside of this house. And I was like, oh, I don't really like the modern barn, whatever. Yeah. Then he sent me another one, and it was like a white brick. I was like, I love the white brick, but I like the black windows of the other house. I was like, why? Why are you asking? And he was like, oh, gonna buy some land in 2026 and like build us a house. And I was like, okay.
I can't believe you're moving to. I will literally kill you.
Well, you can come visit me.
Are you kidding? It's cold there. I don't even want to be here.
Summer.
It's still, what's the temperature in the summer?
In the 70s. In the 80s.
I cannot believe you're not going to be near a beach. This is so not you.
Well, luckily he's near one of the lakes. It's like an hour and a half from him. So I'm like, and I told him if I'm still working from home, which I should be, I told him, I was like, once the winter hits, I was like, I will be like leaving at least once a month for like 4 or 5 days. I'm flying down to like South Carolina or Florida because and he's like, oh, that's no problem. He's like, I'll go with you. He's like, and then when he's like, once we're a little bit more established and he was like, we can
not established.
He was like, no. This is feeding even more into my delusions because he was like, we can buy a house in like Florida or South Carolina or like Charleston because I know how much you love Charleston. And I was like, okay.
Wait, is he rich?
I mean, he makes good money.
Okay. Well, no, so I'm like, that's part of my issue dating men here in Nashville. They're always like, come over to my place, blah, blah, blah. And it's some like raunchy ass studio. And not that I like live in a mansion, like I live in a 2-bed, 2-bath apartment, but like I literally had a guy come over here and he was like, this place is all yours. And I was just like, this is never going to work out. Because like the fact that you're
too bad. Like it's not even that big of a deal, I feel like.
I know. Everyone's like, do you have a roommate? I'm like, no, I'm 30 and I'm divorced. Why would I have a roommate? Like, So I told you I went on a real date this week.
Yes, I didn't respond to any of those in the group chat because
it's okay. It was okay. I mean, I did go on a real date.
This is with what's his name? Oh God, he's German, right?
He's Greek, and
that's what it is. He's Greek.
But he lived in Germany most recently until he moved to Nashville, and like I could tell when we were messaging that like this person is not American, but I was not prepared for the level of like accent and like I don't even know how to explain it. But anyway, I'm like, he has one of those loser ass like studio apartments. And
what does he do?
He's about to be a surgeon, but he's like he's in like research or something right now. I'm being so judgmental. Please don't post this because I know he follows us and like listens. And I'm sure one day he'll have money, but
so yeah, he's going through the poor phase before they get to the rich phase.
See, but I can't hang it out for the poor phase. I've been married. I know what I want. sexually we align, or at least I thought I did. And then he like ate my face and bit my nipples so hard that I'm like in so much pain. And like he was like, you don't like tongue? And I was like, I don't like that much tongue.
I don't like that. I'm not like a dog's asshole. You don't need to lick me to death.
Like he bit my cheek, like right here on both sides. I don't know what it was. I mean, it was hot, like it was intimate in the moment, but like I have a bruise on my face and but anyway, yeah, I'm gonna see him again.
He's poor. I don't want to be there for that. Also, the sex is okay, I think, but he bit my face. But I will see him again.
Right. But he's not circumcised. And all I could think about was, am I going to get an STD? Like, this friend of ours, hooked up with a guy, and she ended up getting chlamydia. And she didn't know about it, but he messaged her, and he was like, I'm not circumcised, and sometimes, you can get STDs from uncircumcised penises. And you know what? I Googled it, and I was like, maybe this is true. And then I was just like, this is the most delusional thing that I have ever believed. And this poor girl who got this STD, I was just like, what is happening? But anyway, he was uncircumcised, and that's all I could think about.
Yeah, because he told her, he was like, oh, if I don't, first of all, this is disgusting, because he goes, oh, if I don't wash it well enough. Homies, of you listening, if you are not washing your dick well enough, reevaluate your fucking life. Go back to fucking elementary school or learn how to wash your fucking penis, because that is disgusting. And apparently you can give girls STDs that way.
For not washing your uncircumcised penis. I Googled it. If someone looks at my Google history, they're going to be like, this person is dumb as shit. Like, literally, like, no brain cells, none whatsoever.
Their little penis hoodie gets stuck with all the...
Please don't call it a hoodie. Please don't call it a hoodie.
That's what it looks like. Because you remember my high school boyfriend... I don't know if he's listening to this, whatever. He wasn't circumcised. Remember you hooked up with his brother?
Well, mine was. Yours wasn't. I don't know what happened.
What happened to that? Especially because you hooked up with the older brother. Like, did they just, like, decide to not do it again?
Maybe I'm dumb. I really don't think he was, though. I can't remember.
I don't remember. I just remember, like, watching him literally put the hoodie on when it was soft. It was very disturbing, but also kind of intriguing. Because like sometimes I would be like, I'd play with it, just like hoodie off, hoodie on, hoodie off.
You are killing me. I'm like, here's me.
No, literally, like, and you just like, it's like you take it, you like pull it. That is exactly how it went.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly how it was.
God bless. No, speaking of bruises on the face, so I went and got a Brazilian last week, and my I saw my esthetician on Tuesday because I got a lash lift. Ooh. And then I went back on Friday to get a Brazilian because I was seeing Mr. W this week.
Right.
And so I like walk in, and she has her back to me, and then she turns around. She has like this giant bruise right here. And I was like, and she lives with her boyfriend. So I was like, homegirl, what the fuck happened to your face? Which, if you're in a DV situation, that is a terrible way to ask someone if they're okay or not. And then as soon as I said it, I was like, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? I mean, and she's like, oh yeah, I just got Botox, and like, I always bruise really bad. And I was like, okay, so you're just filling your face. You're not being abused.
That like reminds me of the time that I went to the doctor after my farewell tour in Virginia before I moved to Tennessee, and I literally went to the doctor, and they came in to have a very serious discussion with me because I was covered in bruises, and they were like, is this, an abuse situation? Like, what's going on? I fell drunk in the street. Like, I was not, like, it wasn't even sexual, which, like, for me, it's, like, kind of funny, but I'm like, it wasn't even sexual. I was just, like, falling in the street at 6 p.m. on a fucking Thursday.
But it wasn't like she fell once and, like, fell off the sidewalk. It was, like, 6 nights in a row. She would text me the next day and be like, oh, I have a new bruise. And then she sent me a video of her nude body, and she's just covered in bruises. And it's not, like, little, like, baby bruises. They're like huge, like the size of my palm bruises. And I said, bitch, someone is gonna think that your ex-husband is hitting you.
He's not. He would never. He would never. He would never. Stop looking at me like that. He would never. Ex-boyfriend, yes. Ex-husband, no. He would never.
Which ex-boyfriend?
Do I have to? I mean, multiple. I don't know what to say.
I know, that's why I said that.
No,
No, but deafening.
the silence was deafening.
Well, I mean, luckily I've never been in a situation like that.
Do I just attract crazy?
Yeah. I just attract like emotionally unavailable men, you know?
Yeah. No, I attract available men. They tell me they love me, and then they either emotionally abuse me or physically abuse me, and I stay. So maybe I should listen to Marianne.
I was about to say, I think my mom has a lot of good things to say.
No, they're not all bad. So as a girl, you are not allowed to like sex. That is
Not
what
at
I
all.
have found out. You're not allowed to like it. You're not allowed to talk about it. Like, oh my gosh. I'm like, it's 2025. Like, burn me at the fucking stake. Like, I don't understand.
Literally, and if you have more than like 10 partners, God forbid. Literally, like, throw her in a nunnery.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I literally was talking to a guy the other day, and he was like, yeah, if a girl sleeps with me on the first date, I won't marry her.
Okay, this is what I don't get. They're always like, oh, I want a girl who knows how to fuck. I want a girl who knows how to do this and like suck my dick, blah, 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 blah. Like, I want to fuck on the first date, all of this shit. But then when they're like, oh, no, like, I don't want any of that in a girlfriend, then I'm like,
They marry the vanilla girl. They want to have fun with the crazy girls. They marry the vanilla girl, and then they cheat on the vanilla girl with the crazy
girl.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
We are the crazy girls.
Oh, it's okay to be crazy as long as you know it. I mean, being self-aware is such a virtue.
Yeah, as long as you're safe about it. You know, wrap it before you tap it. Get checked regularly. Be on birth control. Because the pull-out method is not always safe. I have an IUD, and that bad boy is staying in me until I am well past menopause. I'll tell you that.
Remember
much.
the one time my ex convinced me to get an IUD, and it literally like perforated my uterus, and I ended up in the emergency room. I cannot believe I ever did that.
Yes.
I've just like the worst luck with ailments. Like I've had shingles.
I forgot about the shingles. Oh my God.
I had shingles. I had 40 stitches in my meow.
That was the bike accident, right?
So I'm about to go to Mexico City, and one of the things on the agenda is a bike tour, and I had to tell the person I'm going with about, you know, my injury, which I'm like, you've been down there. Maybe you know about my injury already. I don't really know, but I'm going to ride a bike.
I feel like it's not that like visible. Like
I feel like
I've
it's
seen you
visible.
naked.
No, I mean, if you're like spread eagle, sure, it's like it's there.
Yeah. Well, do you still have your little soul patch down there?
Soul patch. My landing strip, yes.
Does your landing strip cover it up?
No, but it's like beside it.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, then again, I'm also not like when you're naked. I'm not like.
Yeah, well, that's what everyone says. They're like, I didn't notice, and I'm like, right, because your mouth was on it.
True.
Tough.
Oh my God. When I was at my event this week, one of the rooms had a flag that said busy on it, and I wanted to steal it so bad, but I think it was one of the team's flags to like say like, we're busy, don't come in here. But I wanted to steal it and gift it to you because I was like, oh my God, this would be so funny.
So half the time I like message boys, whatever. I'm like, oh, let's hang out, whatever. And then like they'll actually hit me up and want to hang out, and I hit them with the busy. I'm busy. That's it. No explanation. I'm busy. Just busy.
No period. No explanation point. Literally.
They're like, come over. I'm like, busy.
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 Our friend, we'll call her Illy. She loves to say that all the time. She's always like, busy. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
If she responds to our text.
If she responds, right. Yeah. Happy Friday. If you're listening.
We love a Friday.
Godspeed.
We're also not filming. We're
filming a week in advance because I'm going to Mexico City with a guy that I kind of like. We're going to call him. I know. This person has done like the sweetest thing ever for me. I've known him, you know, since college. It was never really a thing in college. And he happened to be in Nashville back in September. And we ran into each other randomly at a bar. And we've, you know, stayed in touch. Sadly, he lives in Virginia. I'm like, I got to stop with these Virginia boys because I can assure you. What?
Where does he live in Virginia? Richmond?
Norfolk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm like, no, Richmond. I'm never going back there again. But yeah, Virginia is not for lovers. Virginia is not for lovers, but I do love him. He's great. He's really sweet. And he made an itinerary for this impromptu trip we're doing to Mexico City. And you guys know I love jazzercise. Jazzercise. Yeah.
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 These are jazz hands.
These. But no, I love jazzercise, and I told him that there's going to be jazzercise in Mexico City, and he put it in the itinerary for me. He was like, this is 1,000% a solo mission. Like, I will not, I know. Snaps. I told my friends this, and they were like, this is the only guy you're allowed to talk to. This is the only, like, sweet, normal person you have in your life right now.
Yeah, because, okay, I, too, love an itinerary. I love a plan. And Mr. W, God love him, cannot plan to, like, far in advance to save his life. Like, he is the type of person that will not book a hotel until morning of. He will not book his flight until the day before, which gives me a lot of anxiety because I'm like a month or two in advance. We're booking flights, we're booking hotels, we're booking like what we want to do. We write it out so we have a plan. Like, we don't have to follow it by the minute, but like, you know, we have a loose idea of what
we have a couple reservations, things we're going to do. I mean, like the amount of effort this person who like, we're literally friends. Like, we are friends. The amount of effort this person put into this trip is more effort than my last 8 years of relationship, to include trips to Spain, to include my trip to Puerto Rico after I got married. Like, the amount of effort.
I was there for that Puerto Rico trip.
Woo! And guess what? There was no plan. There was no plan. You know what we did? We ordered Uber Eats rum to the beach every day, and it was COVID. And then we ate McDonald's, even though I had celiac disease and I died. That was a great time.
And I don't eat beef, and I had a hamburger.
Tattoo match. Meow, meow, meow. I have my little sad toast. We should do an episode where we do like a tattoo tour.
Yeah, here's my little ghosty.
Your ghost. My chaos.
What a great story on that one.
What a great story. We'll save that one for a later date. Also, Moose is acting out because I'm going out of town.
Who's watching him?
My favorite dog sitter ever. She's great.
Oh, good.
She's coming to get like the keys here in a minute, but he keeps trying to pee in the hallway, and he just did it, and I brought a baggie because I knew he was going to do it, so I held a baggie under him while he peed, and I'm literally, after this call, going to go get doggy diapers because I don't trust his ass because he's acting out.
Not him peeing in a doggy bag in the hallway. It
was like a grocery bag. Like, I double bagged it because I was prepared because this man has an attitude right now.
Oh, Zeusy.
Okay, so, no, I know we said no bestiality. Pause. Last episode, we said no dogs, no bestiality. That was out for 2025.
Are you walking that back? Because I hope not.
No, I'm not walking it back. But the guy with the really tall bed, the first time we hung out, he came to my apartment. And he messaged me the next day, and he was like, I enjoyed our threesome with Zeus. So while we were, doing the deed, Zeus came up behind him and licked his balls.
Wow, you can really stretch back there.
Well, no, I was doggy, so I don't know what he thought was touching him because it was not me. It was not me.
He probably thought it was like sweat or something.
No, he realized it and he was like, oh. I was like, oh. It's like, but you know what? That's progress because sometimes men come over and Zeus just pees on the floor out of anger because he's like, get the heck out. But,
something similar happened to me. I was hooking up with this guy, and I had my dog Charlotte, and then I was watching my friend's other dog Max, a golden retriever. And I guess I didn't close the door all the way, and so he's on top, and we're fucking, and Max just like punches the door open and like leaps on top of him, and the guy's like, ah! I'm so sorry. And I was like, get out, like showing them out.
Wait, this isn't an Eskimo, right?
No, this is one of my brother's friends.
But your brothers are off limits to me.
Yes. Yeah, like years ago.
Ew.
Like 6 years ago.
Ew.
I was fucked up when I did it. because we went out to Sharky's one night when my brother and his wife, now wife.
No wonder he is so attentive on all of our posts. Because he met Priscilla.
For those of you who don't know, my good friend Priscilla, aka my vagina, that is her name. I came up with that in college, and you know,
I've never named my vagina. I will never name my vagina. That is the weirdest thing that you do.
And it's funny because it's like a well-known thing. Like all of my friends and like their husbands and boyfriends, they all know that like I call my vagina Priscilla the pussy. Like she gets the job done, I'll tell you that much.
Gross. No one wants to hear about your voodoo clam. Gross. So everyone told me that the last like 3 minutes of last week's episode, like the bloopers, were the funniest.
It's just us being fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Per usual.
Woo. I'm casually dating, and I did feel like a hoe.
You shouldn't, though.
I know, I really don't. I don't. But, I'm having fun, and that's okay. But, in society's standards, like, it's not okay.
Right. Like, why can't we just live our lives? And half the judgment isn't even coming from others. I mean, I'm guilty of this. Because, like she just said, we call it a hoe phase. Like, why can't it just be like, oh, it's someone I casually dated? Why do we have to put...
And, like, men do the same thing. Like, they'll be, fuckboys for 3 years. And, like, that's not the end of the world. And, like, I don't know. The judgment that comes from it, honestly, the self-judgment comes way worse. Like, I always say, like, judge me all you want. Like, I'm probably being way meaner to myself than any of you are. But I'm like, why should I feel guilty for having fun and being myself and being single? I'm like, why do I care what anyone thinks?
For real. And
for real.
No, but for real. And it's like exhausting because it's such a double standard. And I mean, like you said, it's 2025. Why is there still this double standard between men and women? And it's okay for a guy to swipe right 100 times on women, but if a woman does it, all of a sudden, like, she's too much. And you know what? If I'm too much, go find less, bitch.
Right? It's because of the patriarchy.
Fuck the patriarchy. Down with the goddamn patriarchy.
Oh, no. But we're not here to rant. We're just here to laugh about it and say that, it's okay. I know lots of single girls. Like, honestly, like, being single in my 30s was a terrifying thought until I turned 30. Like, I stayed in an unhappy marriage throughout my 20s because, I didn't want to be single.
Yeah, because society tells us that we need to be popping out babies and being married by the time we're, like, 28. And I'm like, nah, like, I'm good. I would like to live my life,
Yeah. And I mean, if your dream is to have babies, I have a lot of friends that do, like, do your thing. I support you. But, like,
absolutely.
It's just like, so do you remember this episode of Sex and the City? It's when Carrie is going to a baby shower and her shoes get stolen. And she calculates up the gifts that she gives to her friend for, an engagement party, a bridal shower, a wedding gift, baby showers. And she's like, I've spent like $5,000 on this girl. And I took my shoes off in her apartment and my shoes get stolen. And she wants to be reimbursed for her shoes, obviously. Yeah. So she ends up doing a like save the date in a registry at Manolo Blahnik. And she sends it to the lady who the shoes were stolen from. And she's like, this is all she registered for. And like, she ends up buying her the shoes or whatever. And she was like, this is one step for single womankind because, if you don't ever get married or engaged or like, what's the celebration for the single girl?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I've been in, I don't know, like 10 weddings at this point. And I've probably...
It's so expensive.
I've probably spent easily 10 grand in the past, I'd say 3 to 4 years, probably more than that at this point, because I'm in a fuck ton of weddings. My siblings are getting married. Plus, I have a lot of friends, and so I've been invited to so many weddings, and so it's like travel, buying a dress, buying gifts, and then if you're in the bridal party or you're invited to a batch party, especially I went to Nashville 4 times one year.
It was before I lived here. She's only been to see me.
Lived there.
She's only been to see me once, like cruel and unusual punishment.
Oh, shut up! I'm literally coming in like 3 weeks.
Oh, woo! It's gonna be Valentine's Day.
A very special Valentine's Day episode is coming your way. It will be coming out after Valentine's Day, but
same difference. Whatever. But no, we're not here to rant. We're here to laugh about it. Dating. So I knew a friend once that had sex with 4 guys in the same night.
What a hoe. I'm just kidding.
What a hoe.
That's my inner misogyny coming out. But you know what? That's a great thing about feminism, though. Let me get on my soapbox. Let me rant about it.
Okay, no, I'm not here. I mean, I am here for feminism, but not to your degree.
Yeah, you're a terrible feminist, but that's the point of feminism. It's like, if you want to get married and have kids and all that stuff and be a stay-at-home mom, fucking cool, do it. If you want to get married and have kids and have a career, fucking do it. If you don't want to do all of that, fucking do it. That is the point of feminism. It is literally doing whatever the hell you want as a woman. Did you know that we could not have credit cards until like the 1970s or something ridiculous like that? And we couldn't even buy a fucking house without having a man sign the line? Anyways.
Damn. Yeah, no, I'm not a great feminist. I don't even know
no, her and one of my other friends are the worst feminists I have ever met in my entire life.
Well, no, I'm independent and I have a career. That's my like ode to feminism. No. Okay, I do have a funny story though. So let me tell you about dating. My gosh, no, pause. Dating in Nashville is horrible. Since I moved to Nashville in July, the only boys I've had feelings for literally live in other states. And no, there was this one guy I met at Mother's Ruin in Nashville, which is like, the next time I take a boy home from Mother's Ruin, someone just like off me because it's like,
wait, was this the night that I was with you?
Nope. Different night. Nope.
She loves to bring home boys from Mother's Ruin. It's a really cool bar.
It is a really cool bar, but no, I met this guy outside of Mother's Ruin and we, bonded over both being divorced. He was like, I got divorced in 2021. I was like, cool. I'm like actively going through it. And a couple days later, I invited him out to meet me for drinks with my friends. And my friend who was in town from Virginia was like, Victoria, he is married. And I was like, what do you mean? He told me he's divorced. And this girl, like, let me tell you what, women are detectives. We will always find everything. And
it's why it's called women's intuition. We always freaking know.
Yep. Marianne knows. Marianne knows about that. Mm-hmm. Marianne knows. But anyway, she found this guy's Facebook page. And gosh, this was maybe September, October. When I met him, no, maybe even earlier, maybe August. Anyway, she's like, he's married and pulls up his Facebook page. This man just got remarried in July of this year, like 4th of July. And I confronted him about it. And I was like, you told me you were divorced. And he was like, I am divorced. And I'm like, but you're remarried. No, but he was like, I'm remarried. And he was like, I didn't lie. And I'm just like, that is the most absurd thing I've ever heard. And hear me out. Because he did that, I invited another guy to the same place, right? So I'm ignoring him. My friends are talking to him. I go home with this other guy. And the not divorced man messages me and he's like, I've never met a more wrecked person in my life.
Wait, yes. I remember you sending me these screenshots and I was like, this dude can get fucked. I will drive to Nashville right now and I will beat his fucking ass.
They were like some of the meanest messages I ever like received. I'm like, because I found out you're married and not actually divorced and I didn't want anything to do with you.
And called you out for it. Oh, yeah. God forbid a man is called out for his fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I'm wrecked. He's like, he said he dodged a bullet with me.
Idiots. I hate
Yeah, I'm not going to Mother's Ruin anymore because the last guy I met at Mother's Ruin, he told me he had a vasectomy and
Just like out of the gate was like, hey, what's up? My name's Brad. I've had a vasectomy.
Yeah, something like that. He's just like, I have a vasectomy, but we were having sex, because if I spell it out, then it doesn't count. If I spell it out, it doesn't count, but we were having sex.
See, right there, it's our own freaking own judgment against ourselves. If I spell it out, it didn't happen.
It didn't count. No, but I had the NuvaRing. That's my form of birth control. And he didn't like the way that it felt.
I remember this man.
Yeah. So every time we would have sex, he would take it out because he's like, you know what? I have a vasectomy anyway. Like, it doesn't matter. And each time after sex, I would put it back in because obviously, like, I'm a career-driven woman. I'm not looking to have anybody's, like, oopsie baby. Like, I don't know that you have a vasectomy. Like, whatever. And then the last time, he threw it away.
Yeah.
He threw it away, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm like, the way today's society is, like, first and foremost, Tennessee, you cannot get an abortion.
Yep.
You cannot get an abortion. You can only get a certain amount of birth control each month, right? Like, if you're on a monthly pill or, like, a NuvaRing like this, like, I had to wait, like, 4 weeks to get another one. And not to mention, like, I had my period like 3 times because he took it out early and it like totally like messed up my hormones and like my body. And afterwards he was like, I was like, that's really like not cool that you did that. And he's like, yeah, you're right. Your body, your choice. And I'm like, but it wasn't my choice.
Okay. Yeah. One, you're just fucking pulling that shit out of me, and don't use that against me. Like, and I know he was probably like, oh yeah, your body, your choice, right? No, motherfucker, it is my body, my choice.
No, it drove me insane. So you know how Marianne talks about, you know, your intuition and the red flags. I have, you know, kind of a traumatic past, and I was talking to him about that past, and he was like, you know, before we hook up, I have to be honest with you. Like, I have rape charges.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And he was like, but you know, I wasn't convicted of that. I settled for, you know, aggravated assault. It was, you know, 15, 20 years ago. And you know, I like to believe in the good in people, and you know, what happened years ago, it's like, it shouldn't like define you. I mean, I think about people that, you know, hooked up with 18-year-old girls when they were 20 and like they were in a relationship, and like I do believe that there are times that people are innocent. In this case, I don't think he was innocent. And
well, no, we looked up his record, and it did not just say like aggravated assault. It was like he went to jail for like 5 years or prison, and he was charged and convicted of like 5 different charges. And I was like, homie.
Yeah. I chose to go on a week-long trip with this person with that knowledge. Like, I am not well in the head. I'm not well in the head.
I was so worried about you when you were like, oh, he yelled at me and we left at like 3 a.m. I was like, is she gonna be okay? Like, am I gonna have to like call like a wellness check like at some random Tennessee town because this motherfucker is gonna hurt her?
No, we made it out alive. No birth control, but we're alive.
Maybe a baby, but we're alive.
Oh, no baby. I like stocked up on Plan B after that. I took like 1 a day for 5 weeks.
Oh my God. Your uterus is crying right now. She's like, please stop.
I'm like, shed.
She's like, we got it on the first try. And you're like, no. I was in, speaking of Plan B, I was in CVS with Mr. W. We were like buying something. I don't even remember.
Lube.
And we walked past. No, we were not buying those types of things. I think I wanted like a snack. We were walking.
It was probably Gas X, because same.
Yeah, I think I literally got like salt and vinegar chips and Gas X and a water. But we were walking past like, you know, the sex aisle, like the lube and then sex toys, which I didn't really CVS sells sex toys.
They sell sex toys?
Yeah.
Where?
Vibrators? In Virginia.
No.
But so the Plan B is like on the top shelf. It's locked up, all that good stuff. I have educated this man so much. And honey, if you're listening to this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He looks at Plan B and he's like, oh yeah, that's like basically an abortion. And I stopped dead in my tracks. And I turned and looked at him. And I said, because he likes to fuck with me, I said, please tell me you're fucking with me. He's like, no. He's like, it's like an abortion. I said, no. I said, Plan B and mistoprostol, I don't know how to say it, the abortion pill, I said, those are two very different types of medication. Plan B is to just, like, shed your lining, like, the day after. That's why they call it the day after pill. It's for you to take literally the next day. Otherwise, it doesn't work. It's like a more concentrated form of birth control, I think. Like, I've heard a rumor, a myth, I don't know if it's true or not, where if you take like 6 birth control pills, it's like the equivalent of like 1 Plan B. But I had to educate him on it, and he was like, "Oh, really?" And I was just like, we have a long ways to go. I'm gonna write a feminist manifesto for him so that way he can really be on the up and up.
Yeah, no, that's insane.
I was just like, and he says stuff sometimes, and I like do like a slow, like scary movie turn with my head where I'm like, and I'm like, why are you being ignorant about this? And he's like, I'm not being ignorant. And I'm just like, this is why
I'm like, Nashville is the land of ignorance. On the last episode, we talked about Young Life. The amount of people, like, if I see you on Hinge and you say your favorite thing to do on Sunday is to go to church, like, I'm immediately Xing.
Ick.
I can't do it. Ick. So one time, Grace is Catholic, right? She's the middle child of 11. One time,
my parents forced me to go to church with them this weekend because I needed a ride to the rental car place. And my dad was like, he's like, yeah, I'll give you a ride to the rental car if you come to church with us. I said, I don't need to go to church with you. He was like, well, I'm not.
At that point, I'm Ubering.
Well, no, we had a bunch of snow. So I was like, I'm not going to make an Uber, like, come get me in this snow when my dad has a perfectly good.
So you went to the Catholic church.
I went to the Catholic church. I didn't even go into the
like, did you catch on fire?
Area. No, but I did wear all black with all of my nose rings and jewelry out.
Heck yeah.
And I sat like this.
So one time, Grace took me to church with her, and if you're not Catholic, like, going to a Catholic church for the first time in your life is the most absurd experience.
It's very jarring.
It's very jarring. But anyway, when everyone goes up for, like, communion, I'm like, I want the cracker and the wine. Her mom is like, literally like, you are not Catholic. You must cross your arms like this and
you
walk
go up and get blessed. And they're like,
I'm so sad because I don't even know if it was wine or grape juice. I don't know.
It's wine. So
I really wanted some wine, and I had to walk up like this, and I was just like,
I am shocked that they made you go up with.
I can't believe y'all made me do that. Like, that is a traumatizing experience. And like, my boyfriend at the time, the one that I was making out with at Young Life, that caused me to be a
I saw his parents at church on Sunday. His mom looks the exact same. Just instead of brown hair, she now has like this really pretty like white gray hair. And I was in her line to get wine from her or communion or whatever, and I was like, nope. And I like skipped over to the other one. I was like, I'll get it from the father. I don't need to get it from her.
Ugh. Yeah, that was quite the experience.
One time I think I was hanging out with you and Adrian probably one night, and my
R.I.P.
I definitely was, because I was driving Gus, my old white Jeep at the time, and my parents were like, yes, you can go out with them tonight, but you have to first. They always did this shit to me in high school. They're like, okay, but you have to come to 8 a.m. mass with us. And I'm like, we always go to the 10 a.m. Why the fuck are you making me go to the 8 a.m.? So I show up late. I look haggard because I'm super hungover. I'm in like an oversized hoodie and jeans and boots or something.
Right, because we probably came from Pheasant Run because we were going to college parties in high school.
Absolutely. And I'm like sitting there with my family, and I'm super hungover. I'm just like dying. And when I'm violently hungover, I am a huge puker. I throw up every single time. And I get up and I was like, oh no. And I like sprinted to the bathroom in the church, and I'm just like vomiting. And at one point I get up and I go to the sink to get some water, and I'm like heavy breathing, like standing over the sink like
she's like a heaver. She like
I'm like dry heaving into the sink, and some little old church lady comes and she goes, oh, because like she knows my family. She's like, oh honey, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm all right. She's like, I'll go get you some ice water. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks. And she like comes back and brings me like ice chips and water. I was like, thanks. And then
See, I would fucking lie. I would be like, I have, what's that thing where they give you ice chips? That stomach thing?
the flu?
No, appendicitis.
Oh. That stomach thing? The flu? But then, so I stayed in the bathroom the rest of the time. I think I came out for communion because I was like, I have to show face. Then my dad had to drive my Jeep home. Luckily, I had a bowl in my car, like a mixing bowl, and I'm just like vomiting in.
Glad you clarified.
I mean, I could have been like, a bowl. But I'm throwing up in the front seat as my dad is driving me home from church in high school. And he was really nice about it because he's like way more strict and serious about church than my mom is.
So he's just like proud of you that you attended?
No, I think so. But also like, I think he felt bad for me because I mean, I'm definitely my parents' favorite child. Sometimes I'm like, why? Because I can be kind of a bitch to them. And then I immediately feel bad because it's just me being.
Your parents have literally told me you were the favorite child. Marianne has said that.
She's literally taken me into her closet, and she's whispering to me, and I'm like, Mom, no one's home. Why are you whispering to me? It's just us. Like, you're like, no one else is here. And she's like,
don't let the 20 golden retrievers hear.
Literally, she's like, the Goldens might hear us. And she's like, you're my favorite child. And I'm like, Mom, I know. And she's like, no, but you're my favorite baby girl. Because I'm the baby girl. And I was like, yes, Mom, I know. Thank you. Anyways.
Aww. And
he's like driving me home and he's like, oh, it's going to be okay. Like, you just got to get it out. And I'm puking and I'm like, who are you? Like, is the church spirit like coming out of you right now? Like being nice? Because
he's like the Father, Son, throwing up spirit.
The Holy Trinity.
Yeah, I'm like, what's everyone's hangover cure?
Regular Coca-Cola from McDonald's. That shit can cure cancer. And fun fact, Coca-Cola gives a special recipe of it to McDonald's. So that's why McDonald's Coke tastes better and different than anything else.
I don't buy that. Placebo effect. Placebo.
It's not. It's literally a thing. You can look it up. Google it.
So the amount of men I've educated this year on you must wear socks during sex to have a better orgasm.
Yeah, because your feet are warm.
Right, exactly. You have to have warm feet in order to have a good orgasm. And when a guy tries to take off my socks unsolicited, I'm like, you're destined for failure.
Which is so funny because Mr. W, I hate wearing socks during sex. Like, I know it gives you a better orgasm, but I don't like the feeling of wearing socks during sex. But he always wears socks during sex. And like, so sometimes it's funny if he's like hitting it from behind and I'll like look down and I can see his stupid little socks on while he's fucking me. And I'm just like, okay.
Not the dogs.
Ooh. Oh, that was loud.
But no, Holy Trinity. Tell us about your Holy Trinity.
Okay. Every time I like go to brunch or I'm hungover or whatever, I always have a Holy Trinity of drinks. I even do it when I'm like soberly at the office or something. It's always a Coca-Cola, usually a mimosa, and then a water. Sometimes I'll sub the water, and sometimes I'll have a Holy quadruple, whatever. And I'll add coffee in there.
Quadruple?
Holy quadruple?
The Holy Quad.
I like that. The Holy Quad, which would be a Coca-Cola, mimosa, or a poinsettia if you're Vicky. Water.
Because orange juice sucks ass.
Well, I like to get my mimosas with grapefruit juice.
Yeah, I know. I like that too. Grapefruit, cranberry, no OJ. Because OJ's dead. Canceled.
OJ's canceled. OJ's dead. Oh.
I wonder if him and Adrian hang out.
They are not in the same place if those places exist. That man is looking up at us, and she is looking down.
Well, it's a good view from below.
Oh my god. He can probably see your vagina scar.
Please don't cancel us.
Please don't. That is my my biggest worry. I'm like, oh my God, we have almost 200 followers. I was like, what if we get canceled?
So, I'm banned from Tinder.
Wait, are you really? How?
So I posted a spicy Instagram photo, and I happened to put it on my Tinder.
And they banned you for that?
Yeah.
Tinder.
I'm like,
Tinder,
Tinder is literally like for
to
fucking.
hook up.
It is literally for fucking. And I'm like, I can post the same shit on Hinge and like nothing happens. Like,
that's just, sorry, my orchid just fell over and it scared the shit out of me.
Wait, your orca?
Orchid.
Oh, your flower.
Yeah.
I'm like whale.
Ooh. Hold
Oh,
on.
whale.
Oh, Giselle.
Oh, Giselle.
She just fell all over my bed. Whatever, it's fine. Wait, yeah, because Tinder is for fucking, and they're not going to let you show a little ass?
Yeah, so first I got blocked because I included my Instagram handle. You can't include social media.
On Tinder?
On Tinder. You can on Hinge. Yes, you can't on Tinder.
Damn, the rules have changed.
The
I don't
rules
think I've
have
had
changed. I met my ex-husband on Tinder, and back in the day, stop making faces.
I didn't make a face.
I met my ex-husband on Tinder, and the fact that I'm back on Tinder is like almost appalling.
Atrocious.
But it's trying too much to be Hinge. It's trying too much to be Hinge. Like Tinder, know your market. Your market is easy swipes left and right. No one wants to know shit about each other.
Mhm.
Like, don't ask me like, what are you looking for? Like, everyone is looking for short-term whatever. Like, what even is this question? Like,
literally. I mean, Tinder's been that way since like its inception, basically. It was just an easy way for people to find other people to fuck. That was it.
yeah.
And Tinder used to be like,
okay, let's pause.
Wild
Let's pause.
West.
Let's go full circle. Full circle. You remember how I said guys don't marry the person that has sex with them on the first date?
Yeah.
I got married. Anyway, that was when our sex life was good. But, you know, at 22, everything's good.
At 22, you're lucky if you can get a guy to give you an orgasm.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, you know, you fake it long enough.
No, I have a friend. Speaking of orgasms, I have a friend. She'll know exactly who she is when I say this. We were talking. It was me, her, and one of our other friends. And she's talking about how she's only had maybe like 1 or 2 orgasms her entire life. She's 30 years old. I said, bitch, you better get that shit together.
Like, it is not right.
Absolutely not.
Like, I can't live that way. I cannot live that way.
If a man can't give me and I told her, I said, if a man can't give me an orgasm, I was like, I don't see them again. I mean, now I don't see men. But
sorry, Mr. W. I can assure you she's faithful.
Why did you say it like that? Of course I'm faithful. But no, yeah, when I was single, if a man could not give me an orgasm like the first time we hooked up, I was like, yeah, I don't need to see you again.
Yeah. So today I got a new couch.
Vicky, why did you get a new couch?
So I got a new couch because there was a man I saw when I first moved here. We had a casual whatever. And it was the worst sex of my life. Like, the fact that, like, my couch broke from this miserable sex is, like, the saddest thing ever. Size doesn't matter, but, like, it matters. And this person, I think, was, like, trying to push so hard because of how small he was.
Ooh.
To, like, make it worth my while. He literally broke the leg off of my couch. And, anyway, my couch was like half on the floor, half elevated. And I lied and said that Zeus, my pit bull, had the zoomies and broke my couch.
Oh, yeah, he just really gets the zoomies really bad.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you know, Zeus just, you know, yeeted himself off this couch.
And it slipped, you know?
And it slipped. But, you know, I'm just like, damn, that was a good couch. And I'm like, for what? For what?
For a shitty fucking time. But
yeah.
Speaking of small penises.
You can't say it like that. They get offended.
I don't give a fuck.
Maybe whisper it so that...
Speaking of small penises.
I think that's a Pornhub category.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the micro penis is in.
What?
What?
People watch micro penis porn?
Yes.
Say that 5 times fast. Micro penis porn.
Micro penis porn.
Micro penis porn.
No,
I'm mind blown that people fucking watch that because this one time. Please don't say that's what you. I'm just double checking. I'm double checking.
Do you know me?
I do know you, bitch, but I was just double checking. Sometimes, your kinks go into other areas. They
but they're
over
not.
here.
Yeah, I'm like, let me watch micro penis. Penis. I can't even say it. What is the word? Penis.
Micro penis porn.
A micro penis porn. That is not my fetish.
I'm really happy that micro penis porn is not your fetish.
Yeah, I'm really happy too. Even a mid-size penis is not my fetish. Size queen.
Oh my god, speaking of size queen. So someone that Vicky and I mutually know, because I dated 2 people that he knew, who were known to have
Big.
large penises. He randomly called me when I was living in Charleston. It was like midnight.
Wait, I need to pause you. My watch just said, Furbo, here's your dog howling. It was me.
It's not my dog, it's just me laughing.
No, it was my ooh sound. It was like, you hear your dog howling. I identify as dog.
Meow. But someone we know texted me or called me when he was really drunk because I dated 2 people he knew, and they both have large penises. And
yeah,
he was just like talking about something. I don't even remember what. And he goes, oh yeah, well, everyone just knows you're a size queen. I said, what? What the fuck does that even mean? And my roommate at the time, I said, come read this shit that he just sent me, because she also knows him. And she was like, what does that mean? I was like, I don't know. And I think I called or texted you or something, or we talked about it. Turns out your wonderful ex-husband was telling everybody my business about it. And I was like, shocker. And then
shocker.
I was like, the boy that was texting me that we mutually know, I wanted to be like, are you insecure about your penis? Yeah. Is that why you're telling me that I'm a size queen? Also, what's wrong with being a size queen? Right. I'm sorry that I like good dick.
Okay, hear me out. It's about the girth.
Agreed. Mm-hmm.
It's not about the length, it's about the girth. I'm not saying I want a tuna can, but like... no fish in 2025. We don't like tuna.
We don't want to smell like tuna.
No one smells like tuna. If you do, then like, girly, get checked.
I was about to say, if you smell like
tuna... It's given BV.
If you smell like tuna, either you are not washing it well, or there's something wrong down there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I have been complimented many a times.
Wait, tell us about Priscilla's hygiene.
I have been complimented about how clean, I guess, I don't know.
Maintained?
Well, how well maintained my...
Well, no, that makes it sound about the hair. How, like, neat? How tidy Priscilla is.
All right, I'll say that.
Tidy? No, that sounds worse, because it's like tidy Lucy.
Oh my god. Whatever. I have been complimented. Priscilla has been complimented many a times by how well she
does her thing.
Yeah, like she doesn't smell like, ew, that's disgusting. And like, I keep her clean, and I get Brazilians.
Yep.
And one time I was like, okay, you're not the first guy to say this to me. Are girls just fucking nasty down there?
And literally, it mind blows me how many guys are just like women.
They don't take care of it.
No, I'm just like, that is insane to me.
One guy, him and I were hooking up, and he goes, yeah, I usually I don't eat a girl out on the first time. I was like, oh, why? I just fucking sucked your dick. And he was like, because girls are nasty. And I was about to get on, my feminist soapbox with him. And he was like, no, seriously. He's like, girls, like, don't take care of, like, themselves down there. He's like, but yours was, like, really good. And I was like,
thank you.
I was like, I mean, yeah, literally, I think I did a hair flip. I was like, anyways. But I'm just flabbergasted. My flabber has been gasted by the fact that women don't take care of their pussies.
That's insane.
Women, wash your goddamn vagina.
I'm like looking in the mirror. I'm making sure things are like,
I scrub down there, man. Like,
hell yeah, hell yeah.
I have special pH soap for it.
Yep.
Like,
yep. Like, we are human beings. Things happen. Also, I've had guys that are just like, go jazzercise and come sit on my face sweaty.
it's just like, some men are into that. One of my friends, her and I were talking about, I think, morning sex and just like stuff like that. And she goes, oh yeah, my boyfriend's favorite time is like, we come home from the gym and I'm like sweaty and salty and he loves to eat me out and loves to fuck afterwards. And I'm just like,
oh yeah, no, there's a time and place for that. I'm not going to say I don't get with it, but
yeah, but I feel like most of the time after the gym, I just want to take a shower because I feel like I can smell myself.
No, I don't know. I think with the right person, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I'm sure I would do it with Mr. W, hands down. I'd probably do anything. I mean, I let him stick a butt plug up my asshole, so.
You are such a pussy for anal.
I'm sorry that I have a small asshole.
No, that is not true. That is not true. You are just not conditioned.
Oh my God, wait, I didn't tell you. When I visited him last month.
Did you do it?
We did anal.
How was it? Was it good?
It was great.
Yes!
And it's so funny because
I'm an anal advocate. I'm not a feminist, but I'm an anal advocate.
We know you're an anal advocate. No, but because I told him, because we had like a few drinks at dinner that night and we like went home, we're fucking and stuff, and he puts the butt plug in, and then I like kind of look at him, I said, take it out. And he gets like super excited. He's like, is it happening? I said, go for it, baby. Put it in. And it was great.
He's a short king, only in
Okay,
height.
he's not that short.
He's a short king, but he has size where it matters.
He's got that girth, you know what I mean?
I've never seen it, but
he's literally only sent me like one dick pic.
Okay, so hear me out. Girls do not like dick pics. Girls do not like dick pics. The only time we want a dick pic is to validate that you're good enough to come home with us.
Exactly. Like, I just need one to be like, okay, yes, that's good.
Oh yeah, I've totally blocked people that like have not, and I'm just like, size queen.
I don't want your micro penis.
I don't want your micro penis. I don't want your medium penis either. I want like a really, 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 really big one.
I want one that's going to rip my asshole open. That's Vicky.
Hey, you cannot say that. I don't want my asshole ripped because I'm a lady. And I don't want to have a prolapsed like bowel or something. Oh, my friend who is a nurse, she won't have anal sex because she says she sees people that wear Depends from having too much anal sex. And I'm like, have you ever heard of, what is it, Adriana Cheklik? I'm like, that girl must be in Depends. She's a fucking
Who the hell
porn
is that? She
It's a porn star. It's a porn star. And like,
I don't watch porn.
Okay, well, I don't either because Pornhub is now blocked in Tennessee too, unless you give your license. So when I used to live in Virginia, I would come to Tennessee for work and I'm like, oh, the Pornhub is legal. This is great. Now Tennessee, it's illegal.
Oh my God. I forgot that they did that.
Yeah. I'm like, how come? How come Virginia, you can still have abortions, but they cut Pornhub? In Tennessee, now you can't have abortions or Pornhub. But I'm like...
I was about to be like, welcome to Trump's America. We'll cut that part out, obviously.
Yeah. No, every Hinge profile here. Conservative, church on Sundays, monogamy.
Ugh.
Ick.
Big ick. And it's funny because when they say monogamy,
they don't mean monogamy.
They don't mean it. No.
They're just like, hey, come over now. I'm just like, stop pretending you're holier than thou. No one,
literally,
literally, I'm just like,
all these fake ass cowboys in fucking Nashville, rootin', tootin', boots scooting around, thinking that, you know, they're gonna find their fucking.
Well, most of the time, like, I literally had to put on my profile, if you don't live here, don't match me, because everyone's like, oh, I'm at Broadway, come hang out. I'm like,
But
been
it's
there,
like-
done that. Like, I can't keep falling in love with men that live in another state. Like, I can't. It's exhausting.
You're not gonna find your little Bible thumping Sarah Ann on Broadway. I can tell you that much.
You might actually. Sometimes, like, those, like, really pretty blonde girls that are super, super skinny are like, oh, I'm a Christian. And I'm like, so you're poop hole loophole.
I was gonna bring that up, and I'm glad you did.
Yep.
I know of 2 girls from college who were in my sorority who I think they were a year or 2 younger than me. So until they were either, I think, sophomores in college or maybe juniors in college, they would say that they were virgins because they would only do anal. And
That is insane.
I'm like, oh, ew, just fucking fuck. At that point, just have sex. Just have sex. Yeah. Okay, so, like, you know how Mormons, you know, they do the, not smushing, what is it? Soaking, and they do pitting and other stuff.
What? I have no idea what you're referencing right now.
Soaking, it's just where the guy just sticks his dick
Oh,
in.
yeah.
And then pitting is where a girl puts lube in her armpit and the dude fucks her armpit. And then sometimes they'll have a shaker or a mover or person, and like one of their friends will either be under the bed pushing it up and down so the guy gets friction, but the guy's not actually doing any friction, or they'll have someone on the bed jumping up and down.
That is insane. That is absolutely insane.
And I'm just like, I guess technically you're still having sex because that's penetration. Like, your penis is inside that vagina. Like,
if anyone ever tries to fuck my armpit, like, like, that is where I draw the line. Like,
the lines are drawn up. Armpit fucking and bestiality.
that is it.
No more, no less.
Yeah. I've been finding men are really more into toes than I realized.
Yeah. I've, like, gotten weirdly complimented on how cute my toes are. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I posted this photo on Instagram and it says, you know, swipe for free foot content. And it's like my sneakers overlooking like the Nashville skyline. Like, it's very aesthetic, very tasteful. And someone messaged me and they were like, very demure. They were like, why are the toes not naked?
Ew.
This was the one that ate my face 2 nights ago.
You know what? That tracks.
That tracks, yeah. He follows us though. I matched with him on Tinder before I got banned, and
I believe you got banned from Tinder.
okay, no, pause. Let me tell a story.
Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is a good thing that you got banned from Tinder.
It's probably a good thing, but no, one of our friends got banned from Uber.
We call her Illy on here. Illy got banned from Uber because she kept poking her driver, and her driver was like, "She's assaulting me."
Yeah, he was like, this is assault, don't poke me again. And what does she do? Poke. And she literally, like, not only was it Uber rides, it was also Uber Eats. Like, this bitch she's like, I can only DoorDash. I'm like, can you
DoorDash and Lyft.
She's like, I'm banned from Uber. Like, this bitch was banned for like 10 years. I
think last summer she finally got unbanned.
I know. I was like, welcome back to Uber.
Because we'd all go out. And someone would be like, oh, can someone call an Uber? And she was like, well, I'm out, obviously.
I can only
we're just like, back of the line, Illy.
Anyway, thanks for coming to today's episode.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
Be sure to tip your flight attendant.
In the form of money. You can Venmo me at Say Grace at...
It's like, like... So I'm really known for like making weird noises and like faces. Like, it's a thing.
No, the best face is she looks like Miko, the raccoon from Pocahontas.
When I smile too much.
Because she, like, her eyes close, her smile, like, her whole face, and she's just like, and
yeah,
it's identical to the
I like my frog face.
Oh, do it.
It's like,
Yes, that one. You always do that one.
yeah,
My
this is
favorite
why I
is
have
when-
wrinkles.
No, my favorite is when you do your makeup and you're like, yes. I'm like, why do you do that when you're doing your makeup?
So my ex used to say, he was like, you make weird faces while you do makeup and you clench your butt. He was like, your butt is crinkly. Relax.
Your butt has wrinkles from being stressed out.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm fucking stressed out cleaning up this goddamn house.
Woof. Oh, easy. That women can't just want sex without some deeper emotional motive. Like, newsflash. Sometimes girls just want to have fun.
Girls just wanna have. No, this guy, he was like, sex is only good with an emotional connection.
Ugh. Ick.
And I was like, yeah, totally. I'm like,
I have an emotional connection with every man I meet.
I mean, yeah, and the next day I'm like, will I marry this person? Absolutely. And then I don't talk to them ever again.
Literally, you're like, I'm in love. 2 hours later, never mind.
The amount of times my friends have been like told that I'm in love and I'm going to be with a person, I'm just like, at this point, no one believes me. I believe me. I believe me that I'm in love.
We know you believe yourself.
I'm a romantic. I want to be in love. It's just like, why can't, I have the good sex and the good relationship and the future? It's like, why is it one or the other? It's like,
Because men are fucking insecure.
it sucks. I'm just like, why can't we, have fun, be together, have a future together? Like, I don't know. I'm not poor, obviously.
Men also find us intimidating, which I'm like, get over yourself.
Yeah. Sigh.
Okay.
That's why I'm like,
Nope.
what?
I was like, and we're done.
And cut.
Beep,
Sigh. Virginia is not for lovers.
No, Virginia is for haters, and that's me.
Yeah, but you live in Virginia.
That's why I said that, because Virginia is for haters, and I live in Virginia, and I'm a hater.
Micro penises. You're with the micro penises.
No, oh my god, that's what I was gonna tell you. I have a micro penis story. Back in my single days, I invited this man over, and he shows up, and worse than that, homegirl, like size of my thumb without my nail. And he shows up. First of all, he's like 30 pounds heavier than his photos. Turns out his photos are 5 years old. I was like, okay, that's fine. Everyone uses an old photo every once in a while. Maybe the sex will still be good. So I'm laying on my bed, on my back. I'm looking up. I'm looking at him, painting a visual for all of you. I'm naked. He just has his boxers on. He goes, oh, fuck, what did he say? He was like, oh, I'm a little scared or insecure or something like that. And I was like, oh, I mean, we all post old photos. It's whatever. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And he was like, oh, no, not about my weight, about my dick. And I was like,
that is not like.
And I was just
okay,
like,
hear me out. If you have a micro penis, get good at everything else. That is your only hope, and you're still gonna fail.
That's where I'm going with this, because he takes off his boxers, and I was like, oh, okay. So, we foreplay. We try to have sex. It's not working with me on the bottom, so then I go to the top. At one point, he's like, is it in? And I said, I don't know. You tell me. No.
Yeah.
So then I made him eat me out like 3 or 4 times.
I mean, as you should. If you have a small, I'm so sorry, genetics are not your friend. Genetics are not like anyone's friend. Let's be real. Like, we all hate something about our body, but if you're small, learn other things. I know plenty of women that like end up with men with maybe not a micro penis, but you know, a small enough penis that that you know, if they can please her in another way, that like they make it work and they have a happy life.
But so this man is leaving my apartment, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't get your number." I said, "This is through Tinder." I said, "Oh, we can talk through the app." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he starts to walk away, and then he turns around and looks at me, and he's like, "Don't block me, Grace." And I was like,
Never.
Walked
Never
back to my
talked again.
apartment, deadbolted, blocked.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Disgusting. I'm just like, I feel bad for men. I mean, at those points, like, I believe guys with small penises become cucks.
Absolutely. Also, do you think they ever wear strap-ons for their, like, girls?
Like on top of their dick or their...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or maybe like there's a strap-on where you can put the micro penis in the strap-on, you know? So they work together.
I'm like very uncomfortable with this conversation.
If that's not a thing, we should invent it.
We should totally invent it. But no, I believe in the cuck chair. There's a cuck chair in both of my bedrooms at my mansion apartment that all the Nashville men with their studios think are like, oh, gasp, gasp. I'm like, shock, a girl with money that has her life together. They were like, you know what? You're crazy and you're fun, but you actually have your shit together. I'm like, what a concept.
Well, yeah,
what a concept.
I feel like Nashville is a very young city, and I feel like it's a lot of people in their 20s trying to figure out what the fuck they're doing with their lives. And we're not those people. Like, we know what we're doing.
Yep.
Most of the time.
No, I know what I'm doing. Like, I understand that, like, I'm not doing what is considered the norm, but do I know what I'm doing? 1,000%. 1,000%.
Absolutely.
That's all, folks.
Okay, let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap this up.
If you're loving the show like we are, please leave us a review, share it with your friends, and remember, your secret's safe with A.
And us.
Illy! Bye!
Till next time, besties! All right. You're first, so say your fucking line.
No, bitch, you're first.
No, you said Grace. Welcome back. Did you already say that? Welcome back to your secret safe with A. I'm Grace.
Oh, I didn't say that.
And then there's the hoe phase.
Say it more naturally, you fucking weirdo. Bite me again.
Meow.
I can't do that. Oof. I don't know.
The torture.
We love a good snack. I don't even remember what I was gonna say because that just threw me off. It's like God. All right,
cut. We did it. My little move.